Hey guys, it's Kylie. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. A lot of people do the videos where they showcase their favorite products of the month or just their favorite products in general. We're going to do my second favorite products because over the weekend I was at a wedding and they had shuttle buses taking you back from the wedding venue to the hotel you could stay at. So I left my makeup bag on the shuttle and hopefully I'll be picking it up tomorrow. So anyways, that makeup bag has pretty much all of my favorites. It's got the best primer, my most used foundations, the concealer, you know, just everything that I use on a daily basis. So I was like, how the heck am I gonna do my makeup? Those are all the things I use every day. But I have drawers full of makeup. It's just going to help me get out of my comfort zone, use products I haven't used in a while just because I get so set in using the same products over and over again. So getting straight into it, by the way, my hair's a mess. I know, I just got out of the shower, haven't brushed it yet or anything. We're getting the face ready first. So we're diving into a face primer. I already moisturized. This is the Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer. This used to be my favorite. I just stick my finger in it and I only put it on the places where I have problems with pores, so my nose and my chin mainly. This is a fantastic primer. I could still use it with the primer that I use now, but I just feel like that one does such a good job on its own that I don't have to double up. So the other one that I use is the Dr. Brandt Pores No More Luminizer Primer, and this one I use on the rest of my face, basically everywhere that I didn't put the first primer. This one, it's just a little more luminizing and hydrating. So if I do get it, like I just put some on the chin, I didn't need to because I already put some of the other one there. It doesn't matter. You can double up, just I don't like to do a whole lot. The foundation I'm going to be using today is one of my top foundations. This is the Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation. I am the shade 2.10. I use this one for a very long time. It's fantastic. It's not too drying. It's not too luminizing. It's great on the face whether you have oily skin or dry skin, I think, and it looks fantastic. I'm also, instead of using a beauty blender, I do have some beauty blenders, but they're pretty dirty, so I'm going into my second favorite item, which this is a Real Techniques sponge. Now they do have normal size sponges, but this is the oversized huge one, and they're just fun. Who's the YouTuber that uses this? Oh my gosh. Casey. Her name is Casey. What's her last name? Why can't I think of it? Anyways, she's the one that I first saw using this giant thing, and it just covers your face a lot faster. But you can use the normal size one and it does the job just as well. I love these sponges. The Real Techniques sponges are the closest thing that I have come to a beauty blender, and these are like a quarter of the price. So super cheap. You can also always get, the Real Techniques have deals at Ulta all the time, like buy one, get one 50% off or whatever. So you can get really good deals on the sponges. They work fantastic. One of the reasons that I stopped using this foundation as much is really only because the Too Faced Do You foundation that I've been using is just more beneficial for my dry skin. And the reason I like to use the giant sponge is just because it covers more area faster than I'm not sitting around in one spot. But just the regular beauty blender or regular sized beauty sponges just takes more time. This covers a lot more area a lot faster. So let's do a cream contour next. Typically I would use my Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation stick in the shade Fawn, but the other thing that I used to use all the time is the Anastasia Beverly Hills cream contour kit. So I mean, they both work really well. This just has way more colors in it. So I am going to dip in with my sponge again, and I usually start with this shade here. Oh, they have the shade Fawn in here. That's funny. Okay, so I guess maybe they're the same exact things, just one is in stick form. I don't know why I've never noticed that before, just because I Never looked at the names on the back, but it is the same contour shade as my foundation contour stick. Now, typically I would use a smaller sponge for this just to get it more precise, but this is the only one I have wet, and I'm not about to get up and move my backdrop just to go give my another sponge wet. Now that I got a little bit of cream contour down, I'm going to go into concealer. My very favorite is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Concealer. If I don't have that, then I either use the Instant Age Rewind Eraser from Maybelline or the Tarte Shape Tape. Now, I'm not going to use the Maybelline one just because I'm missing the top for it. So, just for usability, I'll go in with the Tarte Shape Tape. The reason I don't use this one anymore is because I feel like it creases on it's just too drying for me, so I feel like it does crease. It doesn't do justice for my under eyes like the Estee Lauder one does. I'm using the opposite end of what I use the contour for, so it's still clean. Now, the bad part about this sponge is it's very hard to get into the inner corners of your eyes to blend that concealer out because it is so big. So again, a smaller one would work better for that kind of stuff. It's really only, I usually only use it for foundation. Got the job done. We are good. Okay, then I'm going to use my Coty Airspun powder. This I did not pack with me. I don't typically use a lot of setting powder. When I do, I have been using my Cover FX setting powder. It's in a palette. So that's what I've been using, but this is just another handy setting powder. For some powder contour, I don't necessarily need it because I can still see the cream contour through, so I don't really need it a lot anymore. I could just leave it at that, but I am going to go in with a little more contour. Right now I have, my favorite would be, again, in that Cover FX palette. That's what I use the most, but what I used to use all the time is the Highlight and Contour palette by IBY Beauty. So it's got 3 contour shades and then 3 highlight-ish shades. So I typically go in with the Contour 1 shade here, and then deepen it up with the Contour 3 shade just towards the outside here. And I am using the Luxie 512 small contouring brush. Okay, that was all done using the first contour shade. Then I go in with the deeper contour shade, and I only keep it just very close to my ears. I only want to deepen up that part. It just gives a little bit more dimension in the contour. Then I'm going to go into blush. The blush that I normally use is the Laura Geller Baked Blush. This is the one that I used to use all the time. This is by Studio Makeup. It is the Luminous Loose Blush. I'm not sure what shade this is. Then I go in with the Aesthetica P12 brush, and then I typically try not to keep too much in the actual container itself, and then I'll just shake it a little bit and then take whatever's on the lid. I like it because it's not super duper pink. It doesn't make a whole huge bit of a difference, but enough of a difference where you can kind of tell, and it's just still pretty. So then I'm going to go in with my MAC Fix Plus and give it a quick spritz. I use that every time to just let the makeup all sink into my skin a little bit more. We skipped highlight. For highlight, my favorite is either by Benefit Cosmetics, the Watts Up Cream Stick highlighter, or Ofra's Rodeo Drive. The other one that I like using is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy highlighter. Now, again, I prefer the other two over this one, but this is still just super gorgeous. I also don't have my highlight brush or any of my normal brushes, really. This is a Real Techniques contour brush, so I'm just going to use that. I think this might look a little better on me now, too, because I have some self-tanner on. Okay, that is it for the main part of the face. Let's move on to eyebrows. Now, the two main products that I use for eyebrows is either my Kat Von D or Anastasia Beverly Hills pomade, or the other one that I've been using like every day is my Iconic London Brow Cushion, and I don't have either of those, so I'm going to go to my third option and use a brow powder. This is by the Brow Gal. It is the Convertible Brow in the shade Brown Hair 02. And actually, I have the matching brush. This is also by the Brow Gal. Has a spoolie on one end and the brush on the other. So I can't talk and do my eyebrows. I'll be right back. This is one of my top products. I just don't go for it as often because I feel like the pomades and the brow cushion give me a little bit more precise and easeability, whereas like the powder is more so for me a quick day when I would just want to give it a quick fill in, nothing fancy or anything. So it turned out really great. I do love this product. I just prefer to use my pomades and yeah, cushion. And one of the reasons too that I don't use this foundation very often is, if you can see already, my smile lines are creasing a whole lot. My Too Faced Do You foundation and my L'Oreal Pro Glow foundations do not do this. At least not as bad. So this is one of the reasons why I stopped wearing the Beauty Blender foundation as often. As far as eyeshadow palettes go, my Huda Beauty palettes have been the ones that I have been just reaching towards more because it's so easy to get a look. It's just my everyday eyeshadows and stuff. So those were both in my travel bag along with my Natasha Denona palette, mini palette. So I'm going to grab a palette, finish my eyes, and then I'll be right back, show you what I used. This is the Lorac Mega Pro 3 palette. Now, this is old. You don't judge. It is very used. It is very dirty. I love this palette so much. These used to be limited edition. What they released is what you got. Once they were gone, they were gone. I think you can still get these now, and because I saw the first one, for sure is still available again. And when I tried to get it before, it was not. So they must have brought them back. I don't know. So if this is available, this is like highly, 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 highly recommend this. This I have not used in so long, and I forgot how well these eyeshadows work. I could make a whole video on how wonderful this palette is. God, I almost dropped it. So first of all, you got so many great neutral shadows, plus then you've got just a lot of pops of color. So you can do a simple, everyday, just pretty eyeshadow look. I got a little rose gold look going on here. Anyways, I used to use this for makeup for my cousin's proms all the time. It was perfect for that. The blendability of these eyeshadows is so amazing. The only thing about these, which doesn't bother me at all, they do have some kickback, so make sure you knock off your brush so then you're not getting fallout all over your face. But as long as you knock your brush off, you should be fine. When I do have some fallout on my face anyways, it just wipes off so well. So the shades that I used, hold on. The shades that I used were Tan and Pecan. I put both of those in the crease. Then I went on to the shade Walnut, put that in the outer corner, built that up a little bit. Then went down to the shade Tulle, put that all over the lid, focusing it more towards the inner corner. Bounced over to Rose Quartz, placed that all over the lid, focusing it more on the center and outer corner. Then brought back in some shimmer with the shades Kava and Snow in the inner corner, and I also used the shade Snow for my brow bone. This is the look I got. Hopefully you can see it kind of well. Again, I could go on and on about how great this palette is. So if you can get your hands on it, I highly recommend this. This probably is still my favorite eyeshadow palette, and now that I used it today, I'm probably going to be using it way more often. Like I said, this is one of the reasons I like to do videos like this, is because it forces me into stuff that I haven't been using, forces me out of my habits. I love it. Moving on to eyeliner, my favorite that I've been using is a felt tip eyeliner by Stila. I can't remember exactly the name of it. I do know it's been in previous videos. But before that, my all-time favorite eyeliner is the Urban Decay Razor Sharp Long Wear Liquid Eyeliner. One of the reasons I stopped using this, mainly because there's like nothing left to it. I'm surprised it's going on right now as well as it is. The reason I loved it so much though is because the tip is so fine and thin. It is so easy to be precise. and get a sharp wing with it. One of the reasons I switched from using this, other than it being gone, is I switched to a felt tip because I found that when I'm applying mascara after applying this gets clumped up on my lashes and makes mascara hard to apply. They do make this in all sorts of different colors as well. It's dried up. Every time I pull the wand out of the bottle, it pulls a clump out with it, so it's impossible to do anything right now. But when it was in its prime, it was my favorite, and after using it again, even at its worst, it is so good. Like, the brush itself is so great. It is super black. This does not move. It does not transfer. I love it. This I might actually repurchase. Moving on to mascara. The mascara that I have favored for a very long time is the Lash Paradise mascara by L'Oreal. This is a waterproof version, so I am not about to put this all over my eyelashes. I do not like waterproof mascara. I do not like taking off waterproof mascara. I just don't like it at all. Before that, I don't even remember what I used, and I don't have any other ones. I've got this one. This is CoverGirl, the Super Sizer Fibers. Let's try this one. And it looks like poop, so the more I'm working with it, the better it's getting, and I can tell you already, I like it better than Sex mascara. Alright, eyes are done. As far as lips go, right now I pretty much use everything. I guess my main one I go for that I know is packed is my MAC lipstick in Honey Love and a NYX Lingerie lipstick in Lace Detail, I believe is what it is. The lipstick that I used to use constantly, which would probably be my second favorite, is the Stila Stay All Day lipstick in Patina. Oh my gosh, talk about favorite lipstick in the entire world. That was always it. So I'm going to do my lip liner with the NYX 858 Nude Pink. And then I'm going to go in with the Stila Stay All Day lipstick in, what is it called? I can't read it. And I can't remember what it's called. I know I used to use this one all the time too, so I would consider, I guess, my second faves. And packed, I had it was a Laura Geller lip liner in the shade Spice. The other one that I would typically use is the MAC lip liner in the shade Subculture. That one would actually be my all-time favorite, but I can't find that one. Wow, this is like gone. This is a travel size, but I believe I also had the full size of this. Alright, there's the lipstick all done. That is pretty much a full face of makeup. Yeah, I think we are done. So a full face of makeup using my second favorites, which I have found out that some of these are actually my favorites, like the Lorac Mega Pro 3. This is definitely my favorite above all. The eyeliner, I think that Urban Decay eyeliner is actually probably my number one. I just need to go repurchase that. Again, everything else, I already knew I loved it. I just purchased new things and those kind of get shoved to the side. So it was nice using some of these products again. If you like this style of video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave in your comments below, what are your favorite items? What do you guys use on a daily basis? I want to know. I want to know these things. So that is it. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.